Hi everyone. The Cleveland Browns could be heading toward one of the most awkward and fascinating reunions in recent NFL history. With the franchise moving on from two-time Coach of the Year Kevin Stefanski, all eyes are now on John Harbaugh as a potential replacement, and that could directly impact quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Harbaugh, who spent 18 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens and won NFL Coach of the Year in 2019, is suddenly available, setting off a league-wide race for his signature. And while the Browns may not look like the most attractive job at first glance, there are a few major factors working in Cleveland's favor. For one, Harbaugh grew up a Browns fan. For another, owner Jimmy Haslam is reportedly willing to go all in with a massive contract that could reach $100 million. That kind of money can change a lot of minds, especially when paired with one of the NFL's best defensive units. But the real intrigue lies at quarterback. Shedeur Sanders emerged late in the season as the hot hand after Deshaun Watson went down with injury and Dylan Gabriel struggled to find consistency. The former Colorado star, selected by Cleveland in the 5th round, showed flashes of real promise and even made history by becoming the first Browns quarterback to win his first NFL start since Eric Zaire back in 1995. Here's where things get complicated. Reports suggest Sanders may have turned down an opportunity to land in Baltimore, knowing he'd likely sit behind Lamar Jackson. Ironically, had he joined the Ravens, he may have seen the field much sooner, with Jackson missing most of October due to hamstring issues. That decision may not have sat well with Harbaugh, especially coming from a Day 3 draft pick. Now imagine the scenario. Harbaugh takes the Cleveland job and inherits a quarterback who once refused to play for him. Sanders started the year 4th on the depth chart and didn't make his debut until November, fittingly against the Ravens. Since 1999, Cleveland has started 42 different quarterbacks, the most in the NFL. And while Sanders has shown promise, he still has a lot to prove before being crowned the long-term answer. According to Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot and analyst Terry Pluto, Jimmy Haslam is willing to do whatever it takes to land Harbaugh. All those Cleveland ties, they could sell him on this defense, said Browns insider Dan Labb. And we know Jimmy Haslam is not afraid to spend money. The rumored offer? Something similar to John Gruden's deal with the Raiders. But Harbaugh's demands reportedly go even further, $20 million per year, a $10 million annual coaching budget, final say on the roster, and heavy involvement in selecting his general manager. The Giants and Dolphins are also in the mix, but Cleveland appears ready to push hardest. If Harbaugh doesn't land in Cleveland, other candidates include defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, Chris Shula, Cliff Kingsbury, and Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. However, Monken's strained relationship with Lamar Jackson this past season has raised red flags among Browns fans who are already wary of hiring a coach with potential quarterback chemistry issues. No matter which direction Cleveland goes, one thing is clear. The Browns are at a crossroads. With elite defensive talent already in place and a young quarterback trying to establish himself, the next head coach could finally determine whether this franchise turns the corner or continues its long-running cycle of uncertainty. Stay tuned because this situation is far from over.